Welcome back to Dixie Weather Center. My name is Caleb Crick. Today is Friday, October 3rd, 2025, and I've got a lot of updates for you today, especially concerning the tropics. We have two areas we need to continue to watch for development over the next couple of days into the next couple of weeks. We already have had a Humberto and Imelda move away, and now we have more areas to watch as the tropics are remaining very active. One of them has about a 50% chance of developing in the main development region. This will head towards the Caribbean and possibly eventually towards the United States if something doesn't turn it away. Track is still very uncertain, especially since this one hasn't developed, but it's something we really need to watch over the next couple of days into the next couple of weeks for the potential of this getting pretty close to the United States. I will also be talking about another area of development that is a lot closer to home that I don't think will develop into a named system, but will bring a lot of rainfall across much of the southeastern U.S. as we go into the next couple of days. All this and more is included in this video, so let's get right into it. Here's a look at our view from satellite imagery of the parts of the Dixie Alley. You can see most areas are seeing the sun today. Pretty clear skies across most of the Dixie Alley. Some areas are pretty cloudy, including parts of Florida and pretty much along the Gulf Coast. We're starting to see that moisture, like I told you a couple of days ago, start to build in the Gulf Coast. Now, we don't think it's going to lift as far north as we originally thought. We think mainly areas along the immediate coast, including areas like New Orleans, are going to be seeing some rainfall. So at least New Orleans, it's been pretty dry there. So you're going to be seeing a little bit more rainfall going into the next couple of days, a little bit more messy of a situation than the rest of us. But areas over here in the Carolinas and the Appalachian Mountains today, it's just a gorgeous day. Below average temperatures and a lot of sunshine across these areas. This morning we saw some areas in the upper 40s and low 50s up here in the Appalachian Mountains. So it's been feeling really nice up here. And then farther off to the west, it's pretty much a different story. Even though it's clear, it's going to be a lot hotter today, a lot drier. We really haven't seen much rainfall the farther you go out to the west. So we're starting to see some of those drought conditions the farther you go out to the west. But the farther you go out to the east, it's feeling really nice right now. Here's a look at our temperature anomalies that we can see across the Dixie Alley as we go throughout the next couple of days. You can see right now across the East Coast, we're much below average temperatures are in place right now. That's where we're feeling those cooler temperatures throughout the next couple of days. That's why we had those really low temperatures this morning. Some areas where you were in the upper 40s needed a jacket because of how cool it was. That will remain the story going into the maybe next 1 to 2 days across parts of the East Coast, even down in areas like Florida. Not exactly going to be above average, just like around average. Not exactly fall-like conditions, but it's going to be feeling a little bit cooler than it normally does this time of year. And once again, this isn't going to remain in place for a long time. So make sure you enjoy this while it lasts, because eventually we're going to start to see a big uptick in those temperatures as we go into the beginning of next week. Most of the Dixie Alley, if not all the Dixie Alley, is going to be seeing some level of above average temperatures. It doesn't mean every area is going to see temperature or above average temperatures, especially farther off to the south and into parts of Florida where we're going to be having those training showers and thunderstorms. But most areas across the Dixie Alley are going to see some level of a heat wave, hotter temperatures than this year or than average at this time of year. Once again, I'm not saying like upper 90s and 100s or anything like that. We're past summer, we're into fall. So just saying mid to upper 80s in some areas will be a possibility as we go into the day on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week with some higher temperatures. And then the GFS model is hinting at a big cold front that will come down. It won't get all of us with that cooler than average temperatures, but some areas farther off to the north and parts of the northern Dixie Alley will start to see some of the effects of those cooler temperatures as we go deeper into next week maybe. But once again, most of the area farther down to the south and farther off to the west are going to continue to see those above average temperatures, at least going into the next couple of weeks. But for areas farther down to the south, our temperatures are going to be more sporadic as we'll have lots of rainfall to deal with over the next couple of days. You can see down here along the east or along the Gulf Coast, you can see a lot of moisture is going to start to build. Starting today, we're going to see a lot of moisture building. Most areas are going to remain dry except for areas along the peninsula of Florida, seeing that surge of moisture throughout the day today. And that just continues as we go throughout the rest of this week. We're going to see a lot of moisture continuing to move from the east to the west across portions of Florida, getting a lot of accumulated rainfall. And then we may see some areas grazed with some heavy rainfall as we go farther off into the future along the immediate coastline. Some areas are picking up on this going farther inland and causing more rainfall farther inland, which would be even better with all those drought conditions that we have. But some of the models are having this just stay out to sea and really only causing some rainfall or some heavy rainfall right along the immediate coast. You can see as we go farther off into the future, this model shows some rain leaking in land. You can see some level of rainfall will be possible across portions of central Mississippi, Alabama, and parts of Georgia as we go into the day. On Tuesday, we will start to see a little bit maybe of a surge of moisture. Not a whole lot. The main areas, I'm just saying, will likely see some rain is farther off along the Gulf Coast. It's a little more uncertain the farther you go off to the north, but just keep monitoring the forecast. We could see some changes going down the road. But as you can see, the rain isn't going to last very long. This is the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook from the Weather Prediction Center, and it's showing a big area across much of the Dixie Valley, especially the farther you go out to the north and west, with much below average precipitation or rainfall as we go into the next couple of days. And that's just the main story that we're going to be seeing actually going into the next couple of weeks. Some drought conditions will definitely start to build. We're already seeing some level of drought the farther you go out to the west. With the lack of rainfall, once again, this isn't saying we're not going to see any rainfall. We will definitely see some rainfall potentially as we go into the middle of next week with those with a front that might come in. But most of the days it's going to remain pretty dry. It's not going to be a lot of rainfall, like I said. So we are going to continue to see those drought conditions the farther you go off to the west. But some areas will continue to see some level of rainfall, at least, especially along the immediate east coast and down into the peninsula of Florida, where it's still going to remain pretty active over the next couple of days and into the next couple of weeks. Unfortunately, some of these areas don't even need very much rain, especially in the peninsula of Florida. We're going to continue to have that onshore flow continuing from Imelda. I know it is long gone, but we're still having that onshore push. A lot of beach erosion is happening because we have some strong gusty winds over the next couple of days. Some winds making upwards of 35 to 40 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles per hour. It's going to be very breezy out there on the beach, and that's going to create some rough surf that we're going to continue to see over the next few days. And we're unfortunately going to continue to see those significant beach hazards, including the rough surf, as we go into the next couple of days, into the next couple of weeks. Also, because of the tropics that we have out there right now, we have a lot of moisture that is building across parts of the Atlantic Ocean right now, and that is going to allow for some level of spin out there in the Atlantic Ocean. The National Hurricane Center has highlighted an area of development possible as we go into the next couple of days. This won't be very long-lived. It's not going to have a lot of time to develop, and it has a 10% chance of developing over the next couple of days. So we're watching this, but I really don't think this is going to become anything significant, just cause some extra rain throughout much of the peninsula of Florida. But it is going to strengthen those winds. We are going to see an increase in the gusty winds over the next couple of days, and that's just going to promote the risk for dangerous rip currents and some dangerous surf over the next few days. Another area that we need to watch is farther out into the main development region. We have a big area out here for potential development as we go into the weekend, into the beginning of next week, farther in and deeper into next week, when this could develop. It's because of this area of low pressure right off the coast of Africa right now. Usually by this time of year, we're starting to see the tropics shift from this area over towards the Gulf, but this area is remaining pretty active, where you see multiple waves still coming off the coast of Africa, and we may continue to see that down the road. It is becoming a little less active, at least in the main development region now, but we still have an area to watch, especially since most of the models are having this develop into a tropical storm or hurricane down the road. Once again, the track is still very, very hard to depict, especially since it's so far out there and this thing hasn't even developed. But right now, the Weather Prediction Center has the National Hurricane Center, has this at a 50% chance of development over the next week or so. And that will likely continue to go up over the next couple of days as confidence grows in there being a system out here to watch. Here's a look at what that tropical system could look like going into the next week or so. This is today. We see this a lot of moisture off the coast of Africa right now that will become likely a defined low pressure system as we go throughout the next couple of days. You can see on the GFS model has this rocketing off towards the west, not turning at this moment because we'll have high pressure still in place to the north. But you can see by now the GFS model has this starting to develop into either a tropical depression or tropical storm as we go into the day on Thursday or Friday next week. You can see this becoming a pretty well-defined system, maybe even earlier than that, and then moving towards or in the direction of the Lesser Antilles and parts of the Caribbean, maybe even the northern Caribbean. Now, this track will change. It will either every day it changes farther out to the north or farther out to the south because of how far out there it is. But you can see the GFS model at this moment has this eventually down the road getting caught off by a low pressure system, developing into a hurricane, but at least rocketing out and away from the United States. That would be a good scenario, but it's still so far down there or so far out there. We don't even know what this is going to look like, what even kind of intensity we're going to be seeing with this system down the road. There still is even a chance it doesn't develop, but the chance is increasing that we will have a tropical system that will develop in the main development region of the Atlantic Ocean. Where it goes from there is pretty uncertain, but I'll continue to track this over the next couple of days as this starts to develop. And once again, that is all the weather info I've got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you click the like button and subscribe for more daily video updates like this one. I'll try to keep you posted on the tropical systems as well. I'll be tracking those over the next couple of weeks as we are still in the thick of hurricane season. I'll be monitoring for development and let you know as soon as something looks concerning for the United States. Once again, thank you so much for tuning into today's video, and I will see you in the next one.